Here it is, the Bacon Butty. We've had a lovely weekend of weather in Liverpool. Unfortunately, it's gone slightly greyer today on Monday morning, Craig, but still nice to be joined by you in Brasco Lounge as always, my roommate.
Don't know why I wooed there.
I like the woo. Woo was good. Liverpool played the first pre-season friendly yesterday. It's obviously a strange one in so many ways, because it's obviously, the overwhelming thing I think that comes from it, and probably the overwhelming, I guess, interest in a wider sense, without sounding too sort of perverse about it, really is the Jota stuff and what was going to happen around tributes and things like that. It felt like most of the content I saw on social media yesterday was more about the tributes to Jota than about the game, really. I've not seen many people breaking down the game. Of course, you never know how much you can take from pre-season friendlies. I basically made the choice about 50 minutes before that I didn't really want to watch it. I didn't feel like I was completely ready to engage with football again in that moment, and then seeing all the tributes and stuff after almost made me ready for the next game now. It was like, because I sort of got to skip the overwhelmingly emotional bit, I was able to like process it in my own time then, rather than being like sitting down for a football match and I'm feeling sort of overwhelmed by the tributes and stuff. But like, it goes without saying that it all looked incredibly touching. Like what a club Preston North End are for going as sort of far as they did to make sure they paid tribute to Diogo Jota, and then the scenes at full time at the end with the players going over to the fans as well, just absolutely incredible.
I think I just felt a real sense of pride. Pride in, the players for making it.
100%,
in terms of turning up. Like it's such a, such a short period of time that in terms of the grieving process, and for them to feel like they could play and to play in the way they did and win. And obviously that doesn't matter, but like just to get through it, really, I was dead proud of them. You see how difficult it's going to be when you see Salah's face, to be honest, right at the beginning. You see when they're laying the wreaths and paying tributes at Anfield the other day with the family, and how difficult that was for them, and that's just a matter of days ago. It's just such a difficult situation that they find themselves in, but they played it. I was really proud that Arne Slot's our manager, the way that he spoke on the morning of the game. A lot was made of Arne Slot being a head coach last season. These aren't the words or the manners of a head coach. He's Liverpool manager. He is he is the leader, and the way that he spoke with such eloquence for who is someone that he's managed and a work colleague. I just was like dead proud. I was like, I'm made up. You're our manager, not just because you've delivered the Premier League, but just the way you've acted here has just been brilliant and really touching. And then I was just really proud of the fans as well. That the Liverpool end looked great yesterday. It was, the way they sung Diogo's name, obviously, just all the banners, the shirts, just everything about it was just like a really, really nice touch. And like you say, Preston, as a football club, just, handled the situation really, really well. Look, it's a pre-season friendly, and like I've learned from this job and as Liverpool fans, Marco Grujic, one pre-season was the greatest midfielder we've ever seen, and then kept scoring every pre-season after.
Scored against Barcelona, Lionel Messi's Barcelona.
I think he scored like 4 that summer. Neone last season looked just incredible. We don't see him this season, so there's not loads to take. But the one thing I took from this was that I felt like this game was going to come too soon. I just felt like they would cancel it. But what Liverpool have obviously realised is that this is part of the process, and the players have probably thought like the best way to get through this, is in terms of grief, is to get through it together. And yesterday was the first time that the fans were there with the players. That moment at the end where the fans are singing Diogo Jota's name and paying tribute to them, and they're sort of looking back, and it was the first time everyone was together and sort of going through it together. And like, it made the hairs, and it was making the hairs to the back of my neck stand up thinking about it. It was just so poignant and beautiful and sad and touching, and but also feeling like this is all coming and happening too early for them and for us. And I wasn't ready to watch a football match yesterday, really. It just felt so soon. But then it happens, and while it's happening, you're thinking, well, this is actually the right thing to do. But then you see the bits at the end, and then it sort of brings it all back, and it's actually that these players aren't going to move on that quick, and they go on tour in 10 days. We're going to be there. It's just such a difficult. It's going to be the difficult time for them, but what they're going to have is they're going to have us behind them. You see that, like the togetherness yesterday, and that was just the pride. My pride has just been in terms of everyone at the football club, the players, and for them being there, the staff and the people that you don't see who will be going through a grieving process themselves, and how they've managed to represent us as fans and represent Liverpool Football Club and react and respond to this thing that there isn't a blueprint for. And obviously the fans and their part in all of this as well.
And that's what I love the most about Arne Slot's words, because I watched them yesterday evening when I was sort of taking in all the content from the game after, as I said before, having not watched it, and his words provided me some comfort in that time, because I almost felt bad for not watching it really. Like I almost felt bad that I wasn't at the stage in my own grieving process where I felt like I was going to be comfortable to sort of sit and watch that game of football, and then hearing Arne Slot say that, like, you know, just what you said there is no blueprint, like, you know, we're going to do exactly what Diogo did and be as authentic as we can be in this time.
YouTube, press the button, become a member of the Anfield Wrap from the heart of the city of Liverpool. The best way to enjoy all your Liverpool-based videos, everything you need, every single day. It is the Anfield Wrap.